Hello, Aquarius. This is your month of April horoscope and pick an object card reading. I will get right into it. The month of April, for those of you with a sun, moon, or ascendant in Aquarius, is going to be a little bit more quiet for most of you compared to some of these other signs. Those of you born in the early part of Aquarius, however, those born around January 21st, 22nd, you're having your Uranus squaring your sun, and it's in the fourth house. If you're an Aquarius rising, it's in your fourth house, definitely in your natal chart. Or, well, it depends where the degrees are and everything. So I definitely recommend getting an in-depth personal chart. But this could create a lot of sudden unexpected changes, moves, home renovations that you weren't planning on doing, moving that you weren't planning on doing. Um, it's pretty intense. That's for those of you that are born in the early part of Aquarius. The rest of you have a fairly quiet month. Mars is moving into Gemini right away in April. We'll be in Gemini for the month of April. This will help your mental state. You'll be able to accomplish more, especially in the mental and communication realm. It's in harmonious aspect. There's definitely an increase of communication for most of you as Venus and Mercury shift into Aries in your solar third house, or if you have an Aquarius ascendant, that could be in your actual third house. Jupiter is sextiling Aquarius, so for a lot of you, it's going to create some expansion in your social networks. You could be communicating and meeting more interesting people. And that's pretty much most of the news for April. General news, I would definitely recommend getting a more in-depth astrology reading based on your birthday and time and place of birth. Even if you don't have your time, you can still get a more in-depth astrology reading. This is fairly general. Generally, it does look like, especially as we get more into April, past the 18th, 19th, 20th, uh, expect increased communications, more direct communications, more mental clarity, and the social, for a lot of you, like I said, the social network and goal setting should be very positively influenced and should be expanding. And then there's a few of you where your entire life is going to be kind of turned upside down. And also, I wanted to mention that for most of you, you're recovering from a year and a half of getting hit by eclipses. So the eclipses have been hitting Aquarius fairly hard. The eclipses are over in your sign or in making aspect to your sign in Aquarius, because the nodes have shifted into Cancer Capricorn. They were in Leo and Aquarius. You also had a lot of past life karma stuff coming up the past year and a half. But now that the nodes have moved, you're kind of free of that in a way, though you could have some triggering of the eclipses coming up in the next couple months. Really kind of depends. But we are out of you're out of that eclipse, which can create just massive, massive change and upheaval in your life. Anyway, I guess that's it for the astrology for now, and we can move into the pick an object part of the video. So I have three objects. I have the orgonite, it has like a quartz crystal and some amethyst in it. Here's an amethyst chunk, two sides to it. And here is a selenite wand. So, just pick your object. You could pick more than one object. You could even listen to all three. A lot of times the spreads kind of tie together. Not always, but sometimes. So pick the objects that you feel most drawn to, that you're called to listen to the corresponding readings. I'm going to pause this while I get the reading set up. I just find it makes the video a little shorter and saves me some time uploading and everything. Anyway, so if you need to pause it, do so now. Okay, group 1, the Orgonite. Here is your Lenormand spread for the month of April. Interesting. So, my guides are saying that this is going to be, I don't quite want to say exactly what they're saying because it might be taken the wrong way, but they're saying that they're saying that it could be there could be something quite tumultuous going on, kind of bursting through. Somebody could be showing up in your life very suddenly, that you'll be receiving an email and a message from somebody, or a message of some sort. It looks like it very well could be an email. And that is a common way we communicate these days. Could be email or text. And it's going to just be an arrival of this message. I would be careful. This person has quite a lot of money, it looks like, but they're not always honest about their intentions. So I would be very careful, and they could have a business opportunity for you. And I would just be careful with this business opportunity. We still are in this very Pisces, Neptunian type of energy until, we get into, April 18th, 19th, 20th. So I would just be very careful about this proposition. It's very work oriented. It's money oriented. Overall, it's like something you could have given up on in the past that's coming back. There's an opportunity, you let go of something, but there is an opportunity still left in something that you had let go of. There's a lot of creative potential in this project. You just have to be aware that you could be dealing with somebody that's not completely honest with you, and there's a lot that's being hidden from you. However, it looks like you will get some creative inspiration from this experience, and you can get something out of this experience. It's not going to be everything's going to be lost. Just be aware that there are some things you're not being told. There's somebody involved that's not totally honest. And it's just going to come out from, it's like it came out from something that you had left behind. It's coming from something that you had given up on. It's like a spin-off. You had met someone through someone else and that didn't pan out, but it's some connection you had made in the past through an opportunity that didn't pan out, where so you can reconnect with somebody that's like involved with this person, and they are going to have a message for you. It could be a very long email, it could be a very long message, very official. This person has money, they have resources. But just be aware that there are some hidden elements. But you could absolutely, like, these are very financially auspicious cards. It's interesting because you can see with this card, this lady has the pigeons that I guess sent messages, or it's a falcon of some sort, and it actually has something over its head. So it's like a message that's you're not seeing. You're not seeing it coming, and you're not seeing, there's something unseen about all of it. But there is a tremendous amount of wealth involved. You could end up just having some really nice dinners out of it. You know what I mean? It could bring you into a very wealthy, opulent experience. But there is something that's not being seen. So just be aware of that. Anyway, I think that's it for group 1, the Organite group. If you want a more in-depth reading, feel free to contact me below. I do in-depth astrology. I do psychic reading, psychic and energy work. I do cards, obviously. Do all kinds of psychic energy work, past lives, aura readings, energy clearings, soul contract stuff, Akashic records. I do all kinds of stuff with that. I do that actually more than I do the card reading and astrology. But this is easier to present on YouTube, I guess. So anyway, okay, well, thanks, Group 1. And I hope you have a very interesting April. And at least get some opulence out of it, get some, you can get some good stuff out of this experience, definitely. Okay, bye for now. Hello, Group 2, the Amethyst group for the Aquarius April reading. This is your Lenormand spread for April. My guides are saying that this is going to be quite an interesting month for Aquarius. I mean, astrologically, it didn't look like there was a lot going on for April, except you still could be experiencing the energy from the eclipses that were happening for the past year and a half. But the guides are looking at these spreads going, oh boy, you guys are really... They keep just saying like, oh no, they're really in for it. And I don't even know what that means. I mean, there's a lot of change for... The guides are telling me there's a lot of change for many of you. And there is some very different opportunities coming in. I don't know if you're all getting hit with this Uranus and Taurus or what, but there's a lot of very, very different opportunities coming in, unusual opportunities. This one has this spread. So for some of you, this could be a lot of legal issues, but the guides are saying that it's more... They're saying it's more mental and emotional. there's like a mental and emotional isolation that you've experienced for a long time, and that you're kind of set in your ways in a little, but that's shifting. That's shifting. It's this isolation, long-term isolation, being kind of set in your ways, and it's getting something's happening here that's changing it in a positive way, and it's kind of a slow change. It's not a very quick change. You're slowly coming out of your shell. You're slowly moving out of something into something else. It's like you're slowly, even if you weren't a total hermit like some of these Virgos and Capricorns, you you had this isolationist lifestyle going on, and it could, like the guys are saying, it was more of a mental state. It's more of a mental state, an isolated mental state, more of an emotional mental state than an actual physical isolation. Though for some of you, it could be a physical isolation as well. But for most of you, it's been this mental and emotional isolation. And this is changing. This is going to change. You're going to branch out a bit. You're going to expand. You're going to have some destined discussions with someone. Somebody's coming around. You're going to end up, that's going to kind of light your fire again through, it could be a debate, but it invigorates you in a way. It's a destined catalyst. There's a bit of a catalyst energy going on here. So you will be catalyzed into branching out a little bit more, expanding your social horizons, and just expanding your mental belief systems, and just kind of having this overall expansion for the month of April. And this is going to create more abundance for you. You're moving away from an old stagnation, old energy. You're moving into a more creative space. And then you're going to give birth to just more material abundance. You can share it with other people. You're moving into a more abundant space. But you're moving away from this isolated, to something that just wasn't serving you. There's a real emotional feeling, like there was some sort of emotional and mental stagnation going on, and you're moving away from that into a more creative and abundant type of energy. And like I said, there's some catalyst, some destined catalyst, like somebody's coming in, or some situations coming in. It could even be more situational, and they are going to cause you to have to just debate, negotiate, bring you out of just break up the stagnant energy. They're going to kind of break up the stagnant energy for you. So I think that's it for group 2. If you want more personalized, in-depth readings, please feel free to contact me. I at least put my email below. I should probably put other information as well. But I generally have my email down there. I do in-depth astrology and card reading. I actually mostly do psychic readings. I do psychic energy clearings, entity removals, soul contracts, past lives, Akashic records, all that stuff. I do all kinds of crazy stuff. So if you want more information about that, please feel free to email me below. Thanks again, and have a very interesting April. Okay, group 3, the Selenite Wand group. This is your April reading. The Selenite Wand group's always the most magical group. I'm getting very strong Atlantean type vibes from this group. The Aquarius mixed with the Selenite Wand feels very Atlantean to me. So, okay. Now, my guides are really they're really talking about how this Aquarius, these readings they're picking up on a lot of very intense energy coming in for all of you Aquarius, as every group here has had. My guides are just like, oh my gosh, this is a very important letter. This is a very important message, and there has been a bit of isolation. It's kind of similar to the last group with the isolation, and there's this isolate. Oops, sorry. There's this isolation. It could be legal type issues, but there's a lot of. I'm getting more. It's isolation for most of you, and there's this isolation feeling, this heavy isolation feeling in every one of these spreads. And it's not even like a physical isolation as much of a mental and emotional isolation. And it feels like you're going to be, it's similar to the last one. The last one had a similar type of thing. This has a very similar message to, especially group 2, in that you will be moving, you're going to get this very, very important letter. Actually, group 1, I believe, had an important letter. I've already forgotten. But there's a very important letter coming in that is going to solidify some things. It's going to send you off in the right direction in a lot of ways. Could be a very long letter, and there's a female involved. There's a lot of female energy involved in this letter. Could be a third party. You've been dealing with a third party type of situation, or this has something to do. I would just be careful. Like I said with group 1, it's kind of a combination. Group 3 is like a combination of group 1 and 2. So if you've watched the other groups, this really feels like group 1 and 2 kind of merged together, because there is this feeling of somebody not being totally honest. However, there is also, the guides are saying to really just try to use your intuition on this one. That this is, intuition's very important. The guides, that's what my guides are saying, that it's mostly the snake. The snake traditionally is somebody who's a liar. It could be another woman, though oftentimes it's a very lying, somebody who lies, and can be a very difficult card. The guides are saying this has more to do with intuition and being able to slide through this situation. That's an interesting interpretation. Oh gosh, I just hit my tripod. I'm just getting really into this snake energy. I'm getting into the snake energy, and I'm like wiggling and hitting the tripod. But yeah, the slithering through. It's like they're showing me the slithering through type of energy. And because these cards here all look really good. This is very positive. Some of them are kind of neutral, but a lot of very, very positive cards. The key is very, 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 very positive. And the ring is, a commitment. The house is stability. And tree is spirituality. So it feels similar to the last group 2, where you're going to be moving into something's going to trigger you, and you're going to be able to move to like a spiritual home. Like, I mean, like it's like you're moving into an environment that is more in alignment with who you are. Okay? That's what I'm getting. So you're moving into an environment that's more in alignment with who you are. It could be an actual house, or it could just be settling into an environment that's much more stable for who you are. It's much more of a vibrational match to you. You're shifting into a higher vibration. You're going to learn to use your intuition more. They're really pushing the intuition thing. Intuition and a psychic type of woman, or you could be the psychic type of woman. You could be doing energy work, psychic work. You're going to be moving into more of that type of realm, and this is going to create some more stability for you. You're going to figure that out. You're going to figure out how to be an intuitive, psychic type of person. You could have a mentor, some woman helping you as well. If you're a man, there's a lot of female energy here. There's a lot of actual women that are around involved in this situation. So you could definitely be learning from someone, or becoming that person. You could be becoming this more psychic person, and learning how to have it work for you, because you've been fighting it. You've been fighting this dimensional shift that's going on. This shift into 5D that we're all experiencing, the ascension. That's kind of what I'm getting to with this real strongly. I don't want to bring it up for some reason, but the ascension symptoms, and moving into another feeling. Oh my gosh, I haven't even pulled the tarot cards yet. I haven't even pulled the tarot cards yet, and I'm still going on about this Lenormand spread. So anyway, it's part of this ascension process. It's part of merging different dimensions, merging the 3D and the 5D. So I hope you have hung in because I think that's big part of these messages for Aquarius. Oh gosh, I pulled that again. So that's just leaving. I've pulled some of these same cards. So it's like this moving from So you're moving away from something into a much more prosperous, abundant space. You're definitely walking away from an old energy, moving into a new energy that's more supportive of you. Does remind me of the merge, the event, the ascension, moving from 3D into 5D and all that stuff. So anyway, if you want a more personalized reading, feel free to contact me. I do in-depth astrology. I do psychic energy work, past lives, soul contracts, Akashic records, aura work, relationship stuff. So I guess that's kind of soul, karmic relationships. Even we'll work with twin flame type of energies, soulmate energies. Yeah, cards, obviously. And you can email me. I might go through all my videos and put in more information in the description. I'm just trying to get through all 12 signs. And I'm going to have to redo Aries because Aries isn't working. Anyway, Aquarius, have an awesome April. and bye for now. The guides want to remind me to they're like very much like, tell everyone what a crazy April it's going to be. That's they my guides are like, this is going to be really something for all of you, each group, every group, all of you Aquariuses, group 1, 2, and 3. My guides are like, whoa, this is going to be a crazy April. I can't even quite see it, to be honest. Like in the cards, I mean, it does look like there's a lot going on. There is stuff going on, but my guides are being quite adamant today that for the you Aquarius is it's going to be it's going to be something else. Okay, well, have fun and bye for now.